But
in the deaf poetry scene, you had 8 other souls that were sharp swordsmen. You
yeah,
know, yeah,
listen, I can tell you, being a part of the Little Rock Nine, which is what we called ourselves, the Little Rock Nine, the Broadway show Deaf Poets, because we ended up running for like 8 seasons on HBO, but we had a special project called Deaf Poetry on Broadway, which gave us the Tony. Every night was a different night, and every night tested me. The crowd's energy on a Tuesday is way different from the crowd's energy on a Friday and Saturday night. And I was always curious. I'm glad we're going in this direction because I really wanted to share what that was like for poets to experience a Broadway stage and a Broadway schedule, and do the same poems every night. That was hard, especially for poets. But I came from the theater background, so it was like, well, this is what we do, right? We just do the same show every night. Not everybody signed up for that, and so it was taxing. Stan gave us.
Yeah, I think Georgia said eight shows a week.
Yeah, and Georgia, and I could tell you, I could tell you, everybody really won that Tony. Everybody really made that night special. Georgia Meade, I mean, I can't begin to tell you how amazing she was as a student of poetry. Like, Georgia Meade knew her shit. Like, as much as Georgia Meade go up there and like a Southern Belle, and no one memorized better than Georgia. Like, Georgia will memorize a 10-minute poem overnight. Like, she had that kind of brain power, and she would do it like she wrote it and performed it 100 times. But it was really her. She was so studious, right? She just knew writers, and that's one thing we all knew. We were all fans of writers, and it showed up on stage. Maida de Valle, amazing Chi-Town Rican, fire. Like, just would go up there and whip her poems in a way that had a dance and a cadence that represented our people. She had the rhythm of our people when it came to her style. You could smell the kitchen in her poems, right? Steve Coleman. Steve Coleman was like square, but so ill when it came to every bar he would drop. You're talking about dropping bars, line for line. I've seen Steve Coleman tear down Black audiences, only Black people, and Steve will be on stage tearing them down when it comes to like the applause. They would just love him.
Steve would hide his like real deep bars in like the third kind of sentence. He'd be like, "It's always done to this, and this was always this," and then he would just say something right there.
Comma, chameleon, periods, face my pauses, semicolons, trace my feelings, I cross my eyes, then I pot my T's, it's the keys, my fingers tight that unlock apocryphes, I possess apostrophes, obsess on stormy seas, I got bit in the butt by a swarm of killer bees.
Hold that.
Yeah. And he smiled big.
He used humor a lot too.
Yeah, a lot of humor. He always smiled. He was never that serious because his work was, right? His words were serious, but his face was never that serious. Like, he always kept a smile on his face and a seriousness, but his eyes were so bright and beautiful, man. I can tell you, I used to watch this every night. Suhair was telling us stories that 20 plus years ago that we're facing now. She told us this was going to happen. She told us this is happening to her people. And we were kind of ignoring it in ways because we were having a lot of fun, but she was not. She was very serious and dead on about her mission as a poet.
25 years ago. Remind me what it means to be human. When we spend money on films to scare us and sex to drive us, when we jump from amusement rides for a rush and buy glitter to camouflage, remind me what we're supposed to do to be after we witness this. Not how we get up and go to work, to school, to bed, but why, and fuck an eye for an eye. The body of a 12-year-old Israeli boy will not equal one freckle on my Rami's cheek. The killings have not stopped, even as I begin to write this.
And she was also the matriarch of our show. She was the matriarch. She was the mother of our team. Bosia.
What was the first time you saw Bosia? Like, when you first saw Bo, what was that like?
Okay, I could tell you. Bo had a poem called Asian Men Are Hung Like Horses.
And this has ruined the ecological, sociological, sexological breeding patterns of the whole world as some nitwit let out that Asian men are hung like horses. I don't know why these things happen, as someone had to reveal that we are great with laundry and convenience stores, and someone else let loose how we all know martial arts, and just recently I found out that everyone knows how goddamn good at math we are.
Right? This is Bosia. Asian men are hung like horses. And I thought, the audacity of this dude. Look at this guy. And he's wearing a pink scarf. Who the fuck is...
And yet, it's furry.
Yeah, it's furry. And yet he was the writer of the writers to me, because he wrote all the time, every day, all day long. You never found Bosia not writing. He was always writing. In rehearsals, he would write. Backstage, he would write. He was always writing. And I fell in love with that discipline. I was like, man, he fell in love with my style of moving on stage. And I would see him move like me. And I would be so inspired that my favorite poet was moving like me that I wanted to write like him. He knows that. I tell him all the time. I call him Heavy Metal Snuggle. That's my guy. And then there was, Stacey Ann. Stacey Ann, for me, she was another mover on stage. She had a beautiful style with her poetry. She was a great writer, too. That was another thing. A lot of people don't know it. Stacey Ann, line for line, she was an amazing writer. And she was the rebel. And we needed that. We needed the person who, when we got on a tour bus, she had her own, she sat in the front. Like Stacey Ann didn't rock with us. Stacey Ann was like, say hello and have a good time when she needed to. But most of the time she stood to herself, and her love interest was so beautiful. Like,
the student needs to know if I do men occasionally and primarily, am I a lesbian? Tongue tied up in my cheek, I attempt to respond with some honesty. Well, this business of dykes and dykery, I tell her, is often messy. With social tensions as they are, you never quite know what you're getting. Girls who are only straight at night.
That right?
Such a vibrant Stacey Ann Chen. She made the room vibrate.
She sure.
And then we have Black Ice from Philly.
Poetry. So I'm gonna get to Black Ice. You got to save the best for last.
Oh yeah, poetry. Yeah, from Los Angeles.
Yeah, and so he brought that LA style. He brought that LA actor, storyteller, campfire crooner. Like, that's who poetry was, right?
Shouts to poetry, because he I remember seeing him in a bunch of commercials.
Oh yeah. Oh no, he was big on that. He was honest. Like, that's his world. Like, he was an actor, and he was auditioning in New York, auditioning in LA. His brother gave me one of my first jobs in commercial work as a voiceover talent, which was fantastic. And he was a big deal at Wyden Kennedy.
I want to buy a new electronic gadget and not have to worry about new electronic gadget 2 coming out 6 months later. I want my wife to walk again. Then maybe we can walk around the block, encouraging each other with each step, looking in each other's eyes with each breath. I want to sing a song in the middle of my poem. Even though I can't sing a lick, I still want to sing a song. I want to be a sex symbol. That wasn't supposed to be funny. I want to be a sex symbol.
But man, the Lil Rock 9 was special, but we really, you got to give it up to Ice, because Ice was, to me, Ice did shit that I ain't never seen no poet do, man. For me, he was like Farrakhan on the mic, And I used to watch Ice. Like, man, he always played really well with music. He spat really well over music. He had a big heart. Even when on a bad day, he was good. On a good day, he was great. On a great day, your show's over. If Ice is on one, then the show is over, because everyone's just waiting for Ice to come out. Right? And I held my own. Everyone held their own. But it was those rare moments with Ice that, man, Ice is so on one tonight that, bro, shit was like that in the crowd. Like, when he came out, it was a power that came out with him, and it was a conviction that came out with him, and it was a delivery. And a lot of people, if you unpack Ice's poetry, bar for bar for bar for bar, it all lines up. He had an ill rhyme style. Like, it also was conversational too. Like Ice Ice's rhyme scheme and rhyme cadence and style.
You niggas betted, I leave you shredded like some government docs. Smoke you niggas like a fiend who just discovered his rocks. I clear the corner like the task force smothered the block. You a Vietnamese whore, I'm a black cock. I'm too big to fuck with. You should have stuck with him niggas on the ad. Now God's
Bro, it was fluid. That shit was fire. So it was great to watch each other. Like, I left Ice for last because I really wanted to show, like, we went with Ice, you know, through the door. Like, Ice really established to the rappers. I was more like the street dude. Ice was more like the rappers believed in our show because Ice was part of our team.